Hey folks, thought I would shoot a very raw video this morning, just talking about my health and giving an update on this channel. I don't think there's a lot of good news today. All right, so let me go ahead and address the health issue. Um, I can't remember what I've said on this channel because I have posted about my health on both this channel and on Facebook, and I can't remember what I've said where. So basically, I've had issues and three big issues going on. My left shoulder has been limited range, and matter of fact, it starts aching right now. Uh, Limited range of motion and a lot of pain. I'm also having a lot of pain in my right hand. I'm also suffering from what I believe is plantar fasciitis, which is heel pain. And that's probably due to the fact that I'm flat footed. So, yesterday I met with the doctor, uh, that an orthopedic specialist. I can't remember his name. He worked under Dr. James Andrews, who's one of the most famous people around. So, when I walked in, there were all kinds of jerseys on the wall with autographs and thanks, doctor. Um, so anyway, the guy, it was real funny because I see all these jerseys, and then the doctor walks in, and he kind of looks like um, Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's the Dolphins quarterback. But so the initial diagnosis from Portland Clinic here in Louisville was arthritis, osteoarthritis in my hand and in my shoulder with chronic rotator cuff disease in my left shoulder. And this doctor kind of poo pooed all over that diagnosis. He said, "Look, as far as your hand's concerned, I don't do hands. I can get you to a good hand specialist, and they can address the issues you're having with that. My concern is your shoulder." And that was fine with me because the shoulder has been the most debilitating of the three issues that I'm facing. Um, and he did a bunch of the tests where put your hand up here, push hard, push this way, push that way. I'm gonna press this way, and based on where I had the pain, he thinks I have a torn labrum. Uh, the labrum is a piece of shoot. I looked it up yesterday. It's kind of a tendon type thing, I guess. Basically, he says, your hip is like uh, a ball in a ball in a joint that kind of really fits, whereas your shoulder is more of a ball against a flat piece of bone, I guess. So the labrum is part of what holds it in. So the fact that it's coming off the back means that the pain I'm feeling is probably the joint or the bone trying to slip out of the joint through the back. And so we had an honest discussion about what were the odds of me having to have surgery. And he said that until we get to an MRI, he doesn't know. He said I can make up a number. Just be making up a number. How about 50-50? So I appreciate his honesty. Right now, we're kind of, I have, in order to get this done, I'm taking care of, there's some financial things that need to be done. in relation to insurance, and it's complicated, and I don't really want to go into it on here, but so we're in a little bit of a holding pattern while all of that is taken care of. So right now it's just a lot of pain, and but we'll endure and get through it. I do have some meds to take, but he didn't want to really do an injection because some of the pain is good because it keeps me from maybe doing further damage. So anyway, all right, so let's get, that's the health. So let's get past that. Let's talk about COPPA and the future of this channel. So I have been spending an inordinate amount. Let me try that again. I've been spending an inordinate amount of time trying to watch COPPA videos and make heads or tails, including watching the FTC press conference held by the head of the director of the FTC, Andrew Smith, who seems to be a real piece of work. All right, so for those who are watching this who may not be up to speed, basically this is about ad revenue and the tracking of data. YouTube, there is the COPPA is in place to supposedly in place to protect children from, it's illegal to track data on the internet usage from kids 13 and under. And so YouTube has known that it's got kids content on here, and they were trying to play both sides of the fence, I guess, in order to get ad revenue. So the FTC fined them $170 million or something like that. And so what that has done here, Jake, please get down so I can do this. So basically, that's there are. So let me lay out the villains here. The first set of villains that nobody's talking about, unless you really get into the comments on these things, are lazy, lazy parents, lazy, poor excuse of a parent who hand electronic devices to their children without monitoring what they're watching. Those are the idiots that are creating this mess. The second set of villains are YouTube for not doing what they should be doing. And then now they're compounding that because they're just rolling over for the FTC. Not that they can really do anything about it, but basically what they're doing is they're just handing us over to the FTC. The FTC, Andrew Smith and the FTC are the next set of villains because they're putting in place standards for identifying videos, but the incompetent idiots don't know how to communicate to us in a clear and concise manner of how to look at that. But yet they're also putting excessive penalties on us if we misidentify. So right now, those of us who are putting content on YouTube are when we go to upload a video, we're now faced with a identifier. Is this a kid's video or is this not? Now, this is where a lot of the man, people, some of these people are so stupid. This is where a lot of the problems come in and a lot of people's incompetence comes in, both on the FTC and YouTube. So whenever I put a video up now, I have to say, is this a kid directed video or is this a not intended for kids? And me being honest, I've done a few videos since this has started coming up, and I always put it's not for kids because that's not who I'm directing videos toward. I'm directing videos toward my buddies in the vinyl community. And the problem with that is that the standards for what is a kid's video is so ambiguous, and who makes the decision of whether you have a kid video or not? It's going to be up to the FTC. So even if you in good conscience identify your video as not being for kids, if they decide that it was directed for kids, and of course we don't know what the criteria is, they can arbitrarily say, oh well, your video was for you showed a comic book in your video. Oh wait a minute, on the shelf behind you was a of action figure. That's a toy. That's for kids. Oh, your cats walked in on the video. Kids like cats. You had a kitten sitting on your desk. Kids love kittens. So now your video's a kid directed video. Potentially. Oh, you showed a record, but it had Batman on it. Kids love Batman. So, and then what's the penalty? Now, watching the press conference, the Andrew Smith said that they felt like the FTC was being even-handed about it. And I listened real close because he talked about what the fine would be was based on multipliers, based on viewership. So for me, you would think that would be awesome protection because I have a very tiny little channel and I get very few views. Except I don't think he was talking about individual YouTube channel owners at that point. I think he was talking about the actual fine that they levied against YouTube itself. So a bunch of us, because I've been watching other videos, are of the impression that it's going to be about $42,000 a video if you misidentify. $42,000 if you misidentify. Which brings me to another set of villains. And that's the morons that are getting on. I had just watched one video where one idiot said, "Toughen up, Buttercup. Don't freak out because of this COPPA stuff." And then read another comment on another video where somebody was saying all these people that are thinking about deleting their content and getting off YouTube are just a bunch of drama queens. All right. For those who are deleting content, if if they don't, and the FTC comes to their door, where are all these tough guys going to be? You gonna step up and say, "Oh, well, I got your 42,000." No. So if I start deleting my content, you can call me a drama queen, but if you're not going to step up and pay my fine, you can bite me. That's a sore spot for me right now. Shut up about what other people are doing. Okay? If you're not going to be the guy to stand up and take the bullet, shut up. Just shut up. Because what I don't like is that probably, unless something changes, this channel will end in mid to late December. Because I can't afford a $42,000 fine. I have cats. I sometimes will throw in a comic book, but it doesn't mean that I'm directing my videos toward kids. I'm Andrew Smith, you stupid piece of crap. I am not directing my videos toward kids. You need to give me a different option. And I'm frustrated because I love being part of the vinyl community. I don't have a very big channel. I don't get a whole lot of views. But the views I do get, I appreciate. And I have good friends. Good friends I like to communicate with. Alright, so some people are probably thinking, well, why don't you just make your videos, especially me. I'm probably one of the few people that never cuss in my videos. I never cuss. I try to keep everything appropriate. I try to be kid friendly, but I don't direct my videos to kids. There's a difference. I'd like to think that if you're watching my channel, and a child walks into the room, you don't have to run and turn it off because I'm cussing up a storm or showing stuff that little kids shouldn't see. But that doesn't mean I'm making videos for kids. Now, to those, and this is where I'm going to show some of my political leanings. I don't really get into politics. I really don't like politics, but to kind of be honest about my viewpoints, I'm kind of a conservative leaning or a libertarian leaning conservative. In other words, I've got friends that do cuss on their channels. I've got friends that are probably say inappropriate things. And my thing is they have the right to do that. And if that were an issue for me, a straw that broke the camel's back, then I don't have to tune into their channels. Personally, I do what I do based on the way I live my life. And I don't hold it against my friends because they do something differently. And it's not the way I do it. Okay? And I'm not a super prude either. I've worked with felons, I've worked with people in a homeless ministry. I've heard things that I couldn't scrape off my brain. So I'm not now I'm kind of getting off track, but basically I don't think that the government needs to come. I believe in less government interference, and this is exactly why, because when the government gets involved, they screw things up. Why would I, who keeps a clean channel, showing what? Gospel records? Mainly, you know, some jazz and country. There's really very little controversial on this channel. But because I don't know exactly how to direct my videos, now I have to quit. And people say, well, you might be thinking, well, just say that your videos are kid friendly or kid directed. Well, there's a problem with that because of the ads that they put on there. So the second I make my videos kid directed, even though they're not, which is one of my problems because I hate being dishonest about that. I don't make my videos for kids. But even if I said, hey, all right, so let's put me in the kid directed camp because I might show something that a kid appeals to a kid. At that point, no notifications. These are the things that bother me about that. No notifications. So none of my friends know when my videos go up. They'd have to come to my channel and see, oh, well, they'll put up a video. Let me go look at it. And here's the big one. Can't leave comments. So I'm supposed to put up videos, can't tell anybody that they're up, and don't know when they watch them, except watch the little counter go up, but they can't talk to me. Why? Now, I've never worried about sub counts. Never worried about being the most popular kid on the block, but I like to communicate with my friends. Can't do that. Not if you're kid directed. And if you go the other way and say that you're not with kids, not a kid directed video, then you leave yourself open to prosecution. Because Lord knows, and that's part of it, because it's so ambiguous. If it appeals to a kid, you can be found guilty of having a kid directed video. You can't win. So unless there's, I'm going to wait. I know they said they're not going to start, the FTC is not going to, and I take them serious. The FTC says that they're going to sweep YouTube and they're going after people. And I think that's exactly what they going to do. And I don't trust the government. I don't trust the government to be fair with me. I think Andrew Smith is a liar. I think that the government is going to ruin some people's lives if they can, because they use the analogy. He actually used the analogy, and I'll put a link to the press conference, and you can watch the whole thing. He said YouTube is the barrel, and content creators are the fish. How do you sleep at night, Andrew Smith? You scumbag. Because you're going to go after people. And why? Is it because we're putting in some of the people that will pay haven't done anything wrong? It's about ads. So, yeah. This channel is probably coming to an end unless something gets clarified and standards are changed, or at least made clear, so that creators can know what they're doing. I may look for another platform. I'm frustrated because it's about relationships. It's about having a creative outlet. It's about sharing my passion for music, whether I'm very good at it or not. And I will miss doing this greatly. But this is not a battle that I can afford to fight. I got too much going on, too much stuff, too much. I don't have much. I'm not going to let YouTube take what little I have because of stupidity. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this because I know it's just a long-winded talk, but I'd like to hear. Well, one, I need people to get in contact with me. Give me address or give me a email address so that I can stay in contact once once I leave. I've got videos shot. You may see some very raw stuff. I don't know. Part of me doesn't even want to put up any kind of videos. I had a list of about 4 contests I was going to try to do, and I have shot like 9. I've got like 9 videos that need to be edited. Don't know how much I can get my heart into it, knowing that the channel's coming to an end. But I may put some stuff up. I may not. But I do want to get in contact with people. Instagram's not going anywhere. You can follow me there, DolphAndale12. My email is dolphandale12@yahoo.com. So hit me up, folks. I don't want to lose everybody just because this channel's coming to an end. But yeah, that's kind of where my thoughts are right now. Anyway, we will see you soon. I'll put some. I'll do at least a more formal goodbye before I kill this channel. But anybody got any suggestions about alternative things to do to share our love of music? Hit me up. I mean, I don't want YouTube. YouTube can't kill the passion. So anyway, have a great week and stay in touch. I guess the countdown to Armageddon has begun, huh? See you later.